All right, y'all, here we go. Today I'm going to do my full review for the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Now, I'm going to be brutally honest because that's the way I'm always going to be when I do any type of reviews. I'm going to be honest. Now, you may not agree with some of my assessments in this review. That's okay. We all have our differences of opinion. This is my opinion based on my experience with this device. Now, this is the Note 20 Ultra, and I'm gonna get ready to tell you why I have this on the table. Now, what I'm saying could be subjective, like because it's my experience, it's my opinion. Your opinion may be different. Just because mine's different from yours doesn't mean mine is incorrect or wrong. Okay, we all have our own opinion. We all see things different. We all experience things differently. So I'm just putting that out there from the beginning because people come in the comment sections and they say a bunch of nonsense. And, a lot of times I don't respond. I don't respond to nonsense, first of all. I'll just remove that whole comment from the comment section because I don't want any type of negativity on my channel. So I'm just going to be brutally honest how I feel about this device, and that's going to be it. However you feel is however you feel. That's fine. If you agree with me, that's fine too. All right. So the first thing I'm going to just say right off the bat, if you have the Note 20 Ultra, should you upgrade to the S23 Ultra? And I'm going to say it depends. Okay. If you're getting good battery life from this device, I would say do not upgrade. If you're satisfied with the speaker quality, if you're satisfied with the performance, if you're satisfied with the cameras, do not upgrade. Because remember, on this you have expandable storage, which is something that you do not have on the S23 Ultra. But if you're getting bad battery life, and maybe the performance is still good, but the battery life is not up to par and it's not good, you should definitely upgrade to the S23 Ultra because the battery life on here is like night and day. It's way, way better. This is by far the best battery life I've gotten on a Galaxy device since the Note 4. And that's before the upgrade where they destroyed the battery life on that phone. Okay, if you use this light to moderate, you probably can get 2 days. Now, for me, moderate to heavy, I'm good for a day. I can probably squeeze into the next day, but at some point I'm going to have to recharge because, my usage is different. Now, your usage, like I said, you could be light to moderate. You could, have the screen down on like 50%, 60%. Me, I'm 100% brightness. I'm 120 hertz. I got the majority, pretty much all the features on. I use my phone pretty heavy. So my battery life is going to differ from yours. That's just the way it is. But for those reasons, like I said, if you're getting poor battery life, I would say definitely it's worth the upgrade. This is actually a good upgrade from this device because it's a 3-year upgrade. Okay, this came out in 2020. This is 2023. So this will be an actual upgrade, not an update. Only thing you're going to be missing, which I mentioned it before, is the expandable storage. You're going to miss that. There's no doubt about it. I don't like the fact that Samsung removed that from these phones. I hate it. So, but for that reason, for those reasons, should you upgrade if you're getting bad battery life? I say yes. Any other reason, I would say no because the cameras on this phone are still great. Okay, these are better. I will say that. Okay, you're getting better cameras on here. You're getting a better display, better battery life, better performance. And you're getting software updates and security updates. It's something that you're not getting with the Note 20 Ultra. So now if you're coming from a Note 20 Ultra, if you're coming from a Note 10 Plus, you're coming from a S21 Ultra, you should definitely consider upgrading. Now I can't say about the S22 Ultra because I don't have that device and I never had it. But I know from the speaker quality is terrible on that device compared to this one. Okay, these are the best speakers I ever heard on a Samsung device far as a phone. Now, I can't say, I'll say far as a slab phone because my Galaxy Fold and my Galaxy Fold 2 actually has better speakers than even this phone, but this phone speakers are pretty great. All right, so let's get into this review. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about all the things that I like first, and then I'll get into all the things that I don't like. And I'm going to try to make this quick. I'm going to try because I'm not going to get really into the settings. If y'all really want a video, for me to go, deep into the settings, let me know down in the comment section. But I'm just going to talk about the things that I like, the things that I don't like, and then I'll be done. First thing that I do like about this device is the design. I really like this design. This design definitely has grown on me. It's simple. It's nothing really that stands out except how large these cameras are. But it's a nice design. Now, not that I don't like I still like the design of this, but with this, you have no hump or nothing. It'll grow on you. Like initially when this design was, came out, I did not like it. But it's like it's like with a lot of things. Sometimes you have to get it in hand and eventually stuff will start to grow on you. So I definitely like the design of this device. I really do. It's really nice. Next, the build quality. The build quality on this device is nice. I got a case on it because I always use cases, but you got a frosted back. Now, this phone can still be a little slippery, honestly, even though it has a frosted back. No fingerprints, but it still can be a little slippery for me. Now, maybe it's because I have dry hands. That could be the reason. But I don't use my phones without a case anyway. So, I always have cases on my phone. Because for me, especially the clear cases, because for some reason, I'm not wasting my money on buying a bunch of different cases anymore. Because at the end of the day, it's something about these clear cases that always look the best. I mean, not look the best, but feel the best in my hand and the most comfortable and gives me nice grip. So there is no chance of me, dropping this phone even when my hands are dry. So I don't know. It's just something about these clear cases that are my favorite cases. And I've tried so many and I bought tons of cases in the past and I always end up coming back to the clear case. Now, this is a, I forget, I know this is a hybrid, a Spigen hybrid, with the kickstand. Spigen makes some great cases. They're durable. They don't be turning yellow and all that. So I actually love this case. This kickstand is really, really, really durable. Like this is not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. You got to put some pressure just to open it, and it's magnetized. So when it gets close to closing, it just snaps right into place. So this is a great case. I love it. All right, so I love the build on this phone. Now, with the sides, they kind of squared off the sides, so it's actually a lot easier to hold in your hand if you don't use a case. But I still would suggest you use a case, honestly, but it's up to you. But they did square it off, so it's definitely easier to hold than that of the Note 20 Ultra, definitely. And I noticed that it's a little bit thicker, which I do like. I really like phones that have some thickness. I don't like thin phones. Also, this phone is actually bigger, has a bigger display than the Note 20 Ultra. It just does. If you look at it, you can see it's a bigger footprint. Now, this is a taller device at 6.9. This is 6.8, but this phone is wider and it's thicker. I don't know if you can really see it, but this is definitely a bigger device. And for me, I like big devices. So that's a win-win for me. The bigger the device, the better I like it. So the build quality on here is nice. You got armor, aluminum, which is supposed to make the phone a little more durable. So that's cool. Next, the in-display ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. Now, this thing has been vastly improved compared to the Note 20 Ultra. It really has. I mean, literally, it's just a tap now. There was no tapping the one on my Note 20 Ultra. This is a tap. So it's way, way, way better. And I love that. I love that because the one on the Note 20 Ultra was really frustrating me because I had to hit it so many times. And I registered like my thumb like 5 or 6 times and it still was not good. So Samsung really actually fixed it. The only thing they did wrong to me still no haptic feedback, no different animation option for the fingerprint sensor. I don't like that. But we'll get to that when I get to the things that I don't like. But the fingerprint sensor has been vastly improved. Next, the speakers. Now, listen. The speakers on here compared to the Note 20 Ultra are like night and day. These speakers are the real deal. And y'all know, if y'all been watching my channel, how much I love a phone that have great speakers. Now, these speakers are still don't beat out some of my other devices, like my ROG 5, my LG V60 got better speakers. My Redmi Note 11 got better speakers. My Mi 11 Ultra has better speakers. So I still have devices that have better speakers than this, but these speakers are awesome. Let me let you listen to something real quick to prove how great these speakers are. So I'm telling you, the speakers are pretty awesome. Now check this out. I'm not going to play much of this because I don't want to get, no issues with the copyright thing. But just really quick, I just want you to hear the speakers real quick.
Right. My enemy saw my weakness and moved against me.
Did y'all hear how loud those are? Now look how big this is when you're looking at, content. It's huge, it's bright. I mean, the speakers on here off the chain. Seriously, they good. They're really, really good. I like them a lot. Next, the battery life. Now, to me, that is the biggest thing that impressed me about this device. The battery life is really, I'm telling you, it's night and day from the Note 20 Ultra. The standby time is so much better. Like literally this stays on 100% for like a half an hour to, I think half an hour to 45 minutes standby time. Man, I don't remember the last time I had battery life this good on a Samsung device except for the Note 4. Okay. For some reason, Samsung has been struggling with battery life in their devices for years, but they finally figured it out. Maybe it's the Snapdragon Generation 2 chip, but it's optimized in a way where even though this is a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, but the battery life actually is really, really good. I mean, really good. Now, like I said, I still have other devices that actually have better battery life too. They get better battery life than this, but man, I am so satisfied with this phone. Like I said, for me, I definitely a whole day. I can get into the next day, but not a day and a half for me, just based on my usage. Now, if you use your phone light to moderate, you might be able to get 2 days. If you use it light, you probably can get literally 2 days. Now, a normal day for me is 17 hours. So when I'm coming home after a 17-hour day, now, like I said, that I don't really do screen on time because that really don't tell you how good the battery is, honestly, to me. Now, I've been able to get about 6.5 hours of screen on time on this device when I was just using it real heavy. That's on a day that I wasn't working. On a work day, I'm not going to be on this phone for 4, 5, 6 hours. I'm just not. I'm just not going to do that because I have other things to do. I just can't be on my phone all day. Now, for those of you that you use your phone for work and you're on your phone all day, you're definitely going to get through a full day, no problem. Definitely get through a full day. Now, for me, at the end of every day, I come home after, I say after at least a 12-hour day, but I don't go to bed until about 10 or 11. So 17 hours. Look, when I come home from work, what I usually have left is close to 50%. It'd be like 48, 49, but most of the time 50% after a 12 to 13 hour work day. Okay? 49 to 48% battery left. That is pretty great to me. I mean, based on what I was getting from my Note 20 Ultra, I had to charge that phone in the middle of the day because just after 5 hours and I come home, I'm at like 60 to 50%. And that's after only 5 hours. So after 13 hours, I'm having almost 50% battery left. And that's with 100% brightness. That's with my always on display on all the time. That's quad HD resolution and 120 hertz and all of the features going. That's the kind of battery life I'm getting from this phone. So the battery life on this phone is great, especially compared to that of the Note 20 Ultra, the Note 10 Plus, the Note 9, all the Notes or whatever devices came before this. This is by far the best battery life I've experienced on a Samsung phone since the Note 4. So battery life is great. Next, let's talk about the cameras. Now, I'm not going to get into all the, this is 200 megapixel and 12 and all that. Listen, 200 megapixel is all right. I didn't see a big difference from the 200 megapixel, the 50 megapixel mode, which you could put on here too, and the 12 megapixel. I didn't see a big difference between all three of those modes. I really didn't. Okay. Now, I'm going to be honest, the 8K at 30, it was bad. Now, maybe with that, you're not supposed to, pan or anything like that. But look, for me, it was bad. It was, the whole thing was blurry. I didn't even include it into my pictures because it looked that bad. I don't know. Maybe I need to try it again, but it was bad. Okay. Now, what I did shoot, the video footage you will see, was shot at 4K at 60. Now, do I normally shoot in 4K at 60? No, never. I'm always shooting at 1080p and 60 because 4K at 60 is going to use up a lot of storage. And, you got 256, which is fine. Now, but if you got 512, it wouldn't be no issue. And even at 8K, you're going to use up a ton of memory storage if you shoot at 8K. And it's not really necessary because in order to get the full effects from 8K, you need to have something that an 8K monitor where you could actually get the full effect from the 8K resolution. But for me, on here, it was not good. But the 4K 60 looks really great. But I will say this about the cameras. The cameras on here are great. They honestly are. Now, they're not like they're just so much greater than that of the Note 20 Ultra. No. But they are better. I mean, I could see the improvement, but they're not like night and day from the Note 20 Ultra. No, not at all. Note 20 Ultra still takes great photos and great video. But these are another level up. They are better. But I was not, super impressed with the 200 megapixel. And when I shot it at 50 megapixels, I didn't really see any difference. And I normally shoot everything at 12 megapixels. And also, my photos are always full screen. Like some people, they shoot a lot of photos and they have the black bars on the side. I don't really shoot my pictures like that. Let me just show you what I mean. See? Everything is always in full screen. Now you have these options up here, full, 12 megapixels. And also, if you change that, you'll see 200 megapixel and 50 megapixels. Normally, I always shoot 12 megapixels. Now, of course, your shooting mode, you got portrait mode, photos, video. When you go to more, you got expert raw, which I don't shoot in. I don't use the pro mode. You got pro video mode, night mode, food mode, panorama, super slow motion, hyperlapse, portrait video, director's view, and single take. So you got a lot of options with this phone. You can have a lot of fun with the cameras on this device if you're heavily into the camera. I'm not heavily into the camera. I do like a phone that has great cameras, but I'm not heavily into the cameras because I don't use the camera all that much. Only special occasions, go out with my wife, or I go meeting the family, or we go on vacation or something. Other than that, I don't use the camera at all. So it's not a big deal for me, but these cameras are great and I do like them. Now, I did have an issue with the night photos. The night photos were not impressive to me. I really expected them to be better because I heard that's something that was supposed to be better on this device, but I was not all that impressed with the night photos on this device. I have other phones that shoot way better night photos than this. Now, I don't know, maybe I need to do it again or whatever, but they're not that great for me. Now, they may look great to you, but to me, they could have been so much better. But let me let y'all take a look at the photos and the video I have of this device, and y'all judge for yourself. The next thing I like is the performance. So you got the Snapdragon Generation 2. And I will say this performance has been very, very good. Very, very fast. Um, smooth. Now, the animations could be better. Like, I don't know why they don't make different animations like that, like of the Vivo. The Vivo animations just make everything look so much smoother. But this phone is fast. I mean, there ain't no question about that. I mean, it's fast, and it. But let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, you got the Vivo here. Oh, all right. So, say I open up Facebook. See how the animation is when I go back. See how smooth it is. How smooth it looks. It looks smooth and it feels smooth. It's just different. So I actually like the performance on this better. The animation when you go back, it's just smoother. Now, this really isn't that much different in performance than the Note 20 Ultra to me. I mean, it's probably a little faster than the Note 20 Ultra, but when it comes to, you know, I guess, the animations is pretty much the same. And you can't change it. So performance is still good. I will say that. Next, it comes with 256 gigs of internal storage. I like that better because the Note 20 Ultra came with 128, which was ridiculous, and that phone was 1200. No, that phone was $1,300. So that was like a slap in the face. How you want to give me? Okay, and think about this: the previous model, the Note 10 Plus, came with 256. Then they took storage away with the Note 20 Ultra, but charged everybody more money at 128. That was a joke. The S22 Ultra also came out with 128, which was a joke. So on here, they finally took it up to 256, which I like better. Now, I'm going to be honest, for $1,200, this honestly should be 512 gigs. For that much money, yes, it should be 512 because you took away expandable storage. Now, to call this an ultra device, it should have ultra storage in there. All right, next, the display. Now, 1200 nits brightness regular. It can go up to 1750 nits peak brightness. 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED display, quad HD display, 120 hertz. 500 pixels per square inch. So the display is beautiful. Now you can make the display even brighter, which I talked about, I think, when I did my unboxing. You go right to display. See this right here, it says extra brightness. Now it does increase your battery usage, but I will say this. I went over 11 hours with the extra brightness on, and I used this phone really, really heavy, and I still got over 11 hours of battery. That's impressive. Now, I'm not going to actually leave the screen. Now, I did it for a whole day. I don't need it to be that bright because honestly, there were times when it was actually hurting my eyes. So I really don't need my screen to be that bright. But it's nice to have the option. Maybe you're outside, you're in direct sunlight. You may need that option. But it gets bright enough just with the 100% brightness I already have it on. But this display is absolutely beautiful. I don't know how Samsung always knows how to make their displays better every iteration of their new, devices, but the display is beautiful. No question about it. I love it. Next, One UI. Now, I love One UI because of its one-handed. It's one-handed. So, say if I want to go into adaptive smoothness, see how far I can just bring everything down. Like I can easily reach everything. Everything comes way, way, way low. So I like the one-handedness of One UI. I really do. It's cool. And there's no other Android OS on the market that does that. And that's a reason why I always have to have a Samsung as my main device because it's so easy to navigate through the settings because everything comes down so low till you can literally use it one-handed, no problem. And of course, you still have one-handed mode. Let me show you that. You just swipe down I guess I can do it easy when I pick the phone up. You just swipe down, you can still make the display smaller. And you can move it side to side, depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed. So you have that option as well. Next, the OS is highly customizable, which I like because you got good lock, that takes the customization of this phone on a whole nother level. Now I know there's some people out there that prefer stock Android. More power to you. I don't like stock Android. It's boring. I like a phone that got tons and tons of features and tons of ways I can customize it however I want. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of Google phones, because their OS is boring. I don't like stock Android. Now, I like it for the fact that it just works and it's fast and it's smooth, it's reliable. I like all of that, but there's really not a whole lot of things you can do with it. So when it comes to just customization, this and also the Vivo X Note that I have, super customizable. Love it. Next, software support. 4 years of OS updates and 5 years of security patches. So if you're that person, that's a big deal to you, software support, you don't have to worry about that with this. Now, of course, we all know Google is now doing 7 years of OS and 8 years of security patches. Like Samsung gonna have to step their game up now. Seriously, they're gonna have to step their game. Now, most people are not holding on to their phones for 7 years. Not real techies. I say maybe the average person, would probably consider doing something like that. But tech nerds are not holding on to their phones for 7 years. It's not happening. They may do 2 years at max, but they definitely ain't doing 7 years. But it's nice to know that they were willing to support their device for that long. That's impressive. So Samsung need to step their game up. 4 years is good, but maybe 5 or 6 would be even better. So, and the reason why I say that, because these phones are really expensive. And if you really get a great phone, why keep upgrading when your phone is going to be supported for 4 to 7 years? There's no need to upgrade. Not unless something comes out so innovative and so awesome till you feel the need to. Other than that, these phones are really not innovating like they used to. So you'll be good with 4 years. I say 4 to 7 years. You'll be fine with that. But I do like the fact that you get nice support with this device. Next and last thing that I like is, typical things that Samsung offers, like the always on display. I think Samsung makes the best always on displays. Samsung Dex. I don't use it a lot. I hardly use it at all, but I like that it's there. Samsung Pass I use all the time. Samsung Notes is a must for me. I use that every time I do review. That's what I'm, doing it from, my Samsung Notes app. Edge panels, I use that all the time, as you can see right here. Love it. I use the edge panels every single day. Edge lighting, I like the way when you get your notifications, the borders around the phone light up, whether it's on or off. I like that because most other phones that I have that have something like edge lighting, you can only see it when the device is off, not when it's on. All right, good lock. Of course, I mentioned that earlier. Live lock screen wallpapers, I love that. The S Pen, of course, that comes built into the phone. I don't use it a lot, but the times I use it when I want to do something precise, I love that it's there. And it's also a Bluetooth S Pen, so you can control your media. You can use it to take photos. You can control the volume. It helps you scroll, where you could just move the pen and it'll scroll, automatically. The S Pen is great. I love the S Pen. And of course, multitasking. Samsung's multitasking is a little different than other manufacturers, how you could resize things and they just give you so many options when it comes to multitasking. And I love that. All right. So now it's time to talk about the things that I don't like. Now, for those of you that can't stand having anything negative to say about your device, then maybe you need to click off now. But I just got to be honest when it comes to the things that I don't like, just like I was honest about the things that I do like. Number one, no charge, the presentation on Samsung phones nowadays is absolutely unacceptable and pathetic and disgusting because they don't give you nothing. Okay? No charging brick, no case, and no headphones. $1,200 plus tax, and I don't get nothing but a charging cable? That is unacceptable. That is an utter joke. And nobody that loves Samsung products should be satisfied with that. Nobody. Now, if you get this phone and you get it for like $600, $700, I would say, okay, you're still not going to like that you don't get nothing. But still, you could live with that as opposed to spending almost $1,300 and you get nothing but a charging cable. Unacceptable. Nobody out there should pay the full price for this device. Even through the carrot, you should not do it because Samsung is not respecting you by giving you anything. Who cares about 45-watt super fast charging when the charging brick is not in the box? It's disgusting, and I hate that. And it's ridiculous, and nobody should be okay with that. Number 2, no pre-installed screen protector. Now, that's something Samsung always put on their devices. Now, all of a sudden, they take that away. It's like every time I turn around, they're constantly taking things away from these super expensive devices. I don't like that. Next, only 8 gigs of RAM. Are you kidding me? $1,200, 8 gigs? Note 20, the S20 Ultra, 12 gigs. Start. Note 10 Plus, 12 gigs. Note 20 Ultra, 12 gigs. S21 Ultra, 12 gigs. S22 Ultra, 12 gigs. Now I get 8 gigs? Are you serious? Same price, but you took away 4 gigs of memory. Of RAM. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, and you shouldn't like it either. In order for you to get 12 gigs of RAM, you got to spend more money. It's ridiculous. This is already expensive to begin with. Number 4, no expandable storage. I don't like that. I haven't liked it since they removed it from the S21 Ultra. I hate it. And we should not be okay with that. Remember when they took the expandable storage from the Note 5? And everybody complained so much till they brought it back? Look, people, we need to complain. We need to let Samsung know we want expandable storage back on our flagship devices. But if nobody says nothing, if nobody makes it like it's a big deal, they're not going to ever bring it back. And it needs to come back, especially when you're paying this much money. And think about this. You got this phone now, 200 megapixel camera. Remember, that's going to take up more storage. 8K recording at 30 frames per second is going to take up more storage. So why not have an SD card slot so we can just shoot all those videos and all that stuff, have it go directly to the card, as opposed to maxing out our storage on here. Now, people may say you got cloud storage. Everybody don't care about cloud storage. I would rather have everything directly on my phone and then have it on that SD card. So I could just take it out, switch it out with another card. That's something that needs to come back. But if we don't complain, if we don't let Samsung know we want it back, it'll never return. Next, no headphone jack. That's something that disgusts me because you see it on budget devices. You see expandable storage on budget devices. I just don't understand this. How in the world you could give a budget device expandable storage, headphone jack, but you can't put it on a flagship phone that costs over $1,000? That don't even make no sense to me. I don't understand that. What is wrong with having a headphone jack? You're going to get better sound through a wired connection. Now, I know a lot of people probably nowadays just, you don't care. It's about Bluetooth. Listen, even though Bluetooth headphones sound better, some people like the wired connection for other things. Maybe they want to, do DJ things. Maybe they want to plug in their, a piece of equipment or something. The headphone jack has a lot of use that you can get a lot of use out of it. But come on, Samsung, bring back the headphone jack. This is a top tier flagship phone. I don't understand why you just keep taking stuff away. And I know you took it away years ago, but it needs to return. Next, no 32-bit hi-fi quad DAC. Now, it does have a 32-bit DAC on here, but not a quad DAC. Nothing like the LG V60, which sounds absolutely incredible. The sound out of here is just okay. It's just okay. I mean, it should be $1,200, people. This is something that's calling itself an Ultra. It should have a quad DAC in it, period. Next, no IR blaster. That's something Samsung used to have on their devices. The Note 4 was the last device to have IR blaster. A lot of companies still have them, like Vivo and Oppo and Xiaomi. So there's companies out there, even OnePlus, all have the IR blaster. Come on, Samsung. This is your top tier flagship phone. Put an IR blaster on this device. Next, the 45-watt wired charging. Supposed to be super fast. No, that's a joke. 45 watts is not super fast. It takes me over an hour to fully charge the device. I don't like that, especially for $1,200. Look, there are budget phones that charge faster than Samsung's S23 Ultra. The Bold N3, 66-watt charges faster than this device, and that device was $250. Y'all help me understand how that makes sense. How in the world can a $250 device charge faster than a $1,200 device that's calling itself the Ultra? This is pathetic. This should be at least 65 watts minimum. 45 watts, and we've had that now for the last 3 years? It's ridiculous. Next, 15-watt wireless charging. Are you kidding me? 15 watts? And I got a bunch of devices that got 50-watt wireless charging. 67-watt wireless charging. My Mi 11 Ultra, 67-watt wireless charging. My Vivo X Note, 50-watt wireless charging. My wireless charging devices on those charge faster than the wired on this. And that should not be when this device is $1,200. That is a joke. 15? That's a joke. Next, 4.5-watt reverse wireless charging. That's also a joke. The minimum should be 10 watts. How is this an Ultra when all the charging speeds when it comes to the battery are so pathetic? What's Ultra about that? Nothing. Next, no innovation. Let me show you what innovation is. This is innovation. Okay? This is innovation. This is what I mean by innovation. Samsung hasn't done any type of innovation on their devices in years. This is innovation. Let me show you something else. That's innovation. Okay? You can control your media. You can receive phone calls, notifications. Also, you can shoot photos and videos with this secondary display. This is innovation. This is innovation. And Samsung has stopped innovating when it comes to their devices. Next, no transition effects. What do I mean by that? Let me show you. First of all, you got this nice animation with the fingerprint sensor. You got a nice animation, right? How about transition effects? How about this? Look at this. How about that? That's nice. You don't even get that option with the S23 Ultra. It's just, you don't get that option at all unless you go and download Nova Launcher. But you're not getting anything like this. Check this out. You got stuff down here where you could change it to different things down here. I mean, Samsung, like, why has it got to be? Why don't you upgrade to something better? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Boring animations. Let me show you. You plug this in. Let me plug this in. you get this boring charging animation. Boring. Okay, what's so exciting about that? Now I know for some of y'all stuff like this don't matter, but it matters to me. What's exciting about that? Nothing. Let me show you what looks really good when you plug it in. Let me show you. My ROG. Look at the animation when you plug this in. Now that's hot. I like that. Now I know for some of y'all don't care. I like that. This is the best charging animation that I have on any of my phones. Let me show you another one. My Mi 11 Ultra. Look at that. That is not boring. You can see that it's giving power to the phone. That's what you want to see. That's innovation. That's a nice animation. And of course, you get a nice animation with the fingerprint sensor and you get haptic feedback. Unlike the S23 Ultra where you get none of that. So when it comes to animation, it's just boring. Like, let me show you another phone I have, the Vivo X Note. Let me show you the animation when I charge this one in. Look at that. And you could change these. Change the animation on the fingerprint sensor. Change the animation when you plug it in. And also, you could change the animation when the face unlock comes on. There's so many ways you could change different things on this. And I still got to do a video about the settings on this device. But this is what I'm talking about with Samsung. They just are really boring. They're not really doing anything exciting with their devices anymore. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Next, the face unlock on here is still trash. Now, for some of you guys, you may say it's good for you, but for me, it's still not that great. It's just as bad for me as on the Note 20 Ultra and all the other devices that I have. Now, why? The thing I like, but check this out. Let me show you. Okay, I got my Vivo X Note. Look, just look at this. It's opening every time I'm behind the camera. You see that? You see how fast it comes on? That's my face unlock. All right, now let me see if I can do the same thing with Samsung. And it's not going to happen, I'm telling you right now. I haven't changed my distance on my face. Now it just happened to open there. Same distance. Now it's not reading my face. See? No consistency. No consistency. Now it's not doing anything. See? No consistency. I don't like that. $1,200, it should be better. The biometrics on here are just flawless. Just flawless. So the face unlock is still not good for me. And it should be secure. Like finally, like Pixel, now they got a secure face unlock. Samsung should do a secure face unlock where you can use it with your banking app. And I know they have the technology to do that. They should do it. And this face unlock still sucks on this phone. Next, Gorilla Glass Victus 2. Okay, that sounds good. But this thing picks up scratches pretty easily, like micro scratches and just regular scratches. To this day, let me show you something. On my Note 20 Ultra, I have 0 micro scratches. I have 0 scratches at all. And I've had this device in my pocket with keys next to it. 0 scratch. This is just Gorilla Glass Victus. They should have just stuck with this because, I mean, look, at the end of the day, nobody wants scratches on their phone. I know I don't. I really don't. I don't want no scratches. $1,200 and now I got all these micro scratches and it's supposed to be better at Gorilla Glass Victus 2. It is not. It's just, that's why I remember when Samsung went to Gorilla Glass 6 and that was easily scratchable. Gorilla Glass 5, I had no issues with scratches. So when they went to Gorilla Glass Victus, then like this right here, no scratches, no micro scratches, no nothing. I got a bunch of micro scratches on here. You can't see it, but they're on there, trust me. And I got a regular scratch somewhere down here. I don't even know where that came from because I haven't kept any type of metal in my pocket next to this phone. I've had this phone in my pocket with nothing in it except, like nothing, no change, no keys, no nothing. So there's no way this should have any scratches on it at all. So I don't like that. All right. So at the end of the day, you're probably thinking I don't like this device because I went in so hard on the things that I don't like, but I still like this device. And it's definitely an upgrade from the Note 20 Ultra. It really is. Like I said, you're getting better performance, you're getting better cameras, you're getting a better display, you're getting better speakers, and you're getting better battery life. And you're getting software and security support if that's important to you. Like I said, the one thing you're going to be missing is expandable storage. So if you really a person that needs a lot of storage, I would say get the 512 gig. But I'll say this, wait for a few months. The price is going to keep dropping for this device. I got this for a really good deal, but wait till the price drop because the S24 Ultra is about to drop. So I will wait until, I would say, maybe the spring or even the summer and see what the price is for this device, because it's definitely going to be considerably lower. It may be in like the 600s, if you could afford that, I would get it then. But $1,200, no way. Financing it through your carrier for $1,200 plus tax, no way. I'm not doing that, and I don't suggest you do that. But it is definitely an upgrade from the Note 20 Ultra. All right, I know this video ended up being longer than I anticipated, but I'm sorry about that, y'all. Thank you all for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. Hope everybody out there is staying safe, staying well, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.